Let's create a bundle that I think would look good on everyone. First, I'm going to start with some color correcting tinted moisturizer. I'm almost done with this bottle. And I'm going to show you how I like to put it on. Sometimes I will draw it straight onto my face, and then other times I will put it on the lid of it and then use a kabuki style brush and blot it into the brush. And then I will stipple it all over my face, kind of spread it out. And then go back over everything and blend, blend, blend with a stippling motion. I like to use the kabuki brush instead of a beauty blender because I feel like it gives a little bit more of a sheer coverage. If you're looking for a heavier coverage, meaning that you want to cover more imperfections, I suppose, then I suggest starting with a beauty blender because it gets it really in there. So now that I have my CCTM on all over, I don't usually on the daily wear a foundation. I just like to wear the tinted moisturizer because it goes on quick and I feel like it covers enough. I'm going to play with Mulberry Shadow Scents. Now, not a lot of people realize that you can use our shadow scents also as a blush. And Mulberry is a beautiful, like mauvey, rosy type of blushy color. You can apply it by dotting it straight on, but I actually prefer to do it this way. I put it on a palette. You can use the lid of your CCTM, just like how I showed you a second ago. But for the sake of the video, so that you can get a clear idea of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, I put it on a palette. Just one spot should be enough. And then I take my angled brush and load the brush, just like how I did for my foundation. And then stipple it on my face. Super easy. Blend that out, put it right on the height of your cheekbone, and it's a really cute blush color. Next, I'm going to use my favorite concealer on the planet. This is, of course, the Senegence concealer. I'm using the color Light because I want to also use it to brighten up under the eye and just kind of highlight a little bit. Look at the tiniest little dot I put on there. I realize that I don't need a lot of concealer, but I like the brightening aspect of it. So I just take a really fine tapered fluffy brush and kind of blot it in there. The tiniest dot goes a long way, and blend that out. Try to keep it right under where the darker area is under my eye. And because I wear glasses, this part of my nose gets nice and indented. So since we're in contacts today, let's clean up that nose area. So now I'm applying a little bit of contour right into the hollow of my cheek. And when I blend it, I blend in an upward motion. So it gives that nice high concaved cheekbone look. I'll show you how I do it on the other side. So I take the cream contour duo. This is in the color Deep. And I find the hollow of my cheek right there. And then blend up and back and forth. Until it's nice and even. And what's nice is because it's a cream, if you feel like you did too much, you can just blend it away with the blush that you used, or you can also blend it away with the CCTM that you used. I always keep my dirty brushes around in case I feel like. So to add more shape, I'll take whatever's left over on the brush because I don't want to have like a lot of contour. This is supposed to be a really quick and soft and easy look with just a minimal product. So whatever's left over on the brush, I just take into my forehead right along where my hairline is, and then again, whatever is left over, I will swipe on either side of my nose to kind of cut that down and make it a little bit more slim. Really simple. Now I'm going to use my same color that I used for my blush as my eye color. Again, this is Mulberry. So how I apply my shadow scents is I like to use a brush. You can technically use your fingers. You can also technically just draw it straight on with the applicator and then use your fingers to blend it in. But I find it's harder to be a little bit more precise. And honestly, if you're in a rush and you don't want a long skincare routine, then just simply use a brush. It's probably what you're going to be most used to because when you're using powdered products, you're likely using a brush anyways. So this is a cream-based product, goes on as a cream, dries as a powder, is budge-proof, smudge-proof. I tap a little bit onto my brush here and then start blending it onto my eyelid, just like how I would a powdered formula. but because it's a cream, it adds so much more hydration, protects your skin from the sun, and it doesn't crease. So if you have a hooded eye, it's a great product to know. This is such a beautiful and simple one and done look. You can literally get away with just doing one color on your eyelid and then a little bit on your cheek, and I can just slap on some lip gloss and head out the door. But let's finesse it a little bit and have a little bit more variety because I want to give you some options. You can brighten up your eye with a beautiful color such as Pink Opal Shimmer. And again, just like with the other color, I like to use a brush. Now with our shimmers, I personally love how glittery pretty the shimmers are. When you blend the shimmers, they become less intense with its shimmery glitter aspect. So if you don't like glitter, you can still wear it. You just have to blend it a little bit more. I like the shimmer, so how I apply it is I tap it on like so that you can still see the glitter. I'm doing this in a pressing motion, so tapping it onto my eyelid. And then after I'm done tapping it, I will go to the edge and then softly sweep the edge so that where the shimmer was applied, it marries into that matte color that I put in there. Remember, keep your dirty brushes around. It makes it so much easier to blend. I can also take my dirty brush that I used on that mauvey mulberry color to blend the two together and see how it just like kind of opens up the eye a little bit more and brightens it a bit. So let me show you again how I do that. I grab the product, I load my brush. This is an older tube of mine. I've had this for a long time. They last you forever. I load my brush and I get a lot on there. And then I tap. Or you can call it press. I guess I'm pressing it into my eyelid. I'm not being very precise, just like pressing it into the corner. See, and if I want to add more, again, I press more in. So the more you pack on, the more intense it will look. And if you feel like you've added too much, remember that dirty brush is a great way to just wipe it away. Because remember, this goes on as a cream. So you can wipe the cream away if you feel like you have too much. It's so easy to like play with. So again, this side, I feel like, whoa, I was showing for the video purposes how you can add more to get more of an intense color. Let's just go ahead and go back over this way and reload this side so they kind of match a bit more. And then take my dirty brush to wipe away any place where I feel like I went too far beyond the border that I was comfortable with. So that is the Pink Opal Shimmer and Mulberry as the two eyeshadow colors. To clean up this look, I'm going to add a little bit of a eyeliner. I like to use the liquid eyeliner by Senegence. Of course, this is iSense and it is budge proof, smudge proof. When I hold my eyelid still, I like to use a Kleenex because I blink a lot and it's so easy to make a mistake when you blink and move a lot using a liquid liner. So this does require a little bit of practice, but this is a nice little trick that helps me get a good firm grip on my eyelids so I don't blink. And I love how it has a very, very fine tapered brush applicator tip to it, and it glides on really easy. And because it's so tapered, I can get it very close to my eyelid, or I'm sorry, my eyelashes, so it doesn't take up any real estate on my actual eyelid. I also want to show you this option. This is our pencil liner versus the pen. And if you are intimidated by a liquid liner, then you can get the same look by just using our pencil. This has the ability to be smudged. So if you want to go for a smoky eye, you can. Here I'm just kind of walking the line along my lower lash line so you can see how I would get a nice fine line using the pencil. And if you want to go for that softer smudgy look, then you can apply it the same way I just did and then take a brush or a Q-tip and then just kind of go back and forth to smudge it out and make it look a little bit softer so it's not quite as an intense sharp line. So personally, my preference. On my lower lid, I like to have a softer smudged look, and on my upper lid, I like to have a sharper, more fine line for my eyeliner. So I went ahead and added my mascara, and now to finish the look, I'm going to do Plum Lip Sense. Plum is obviously a beautiful, plummy, deep, beautiful, I'm so obsessed with this color, and it's great for February to spend time with anyone that you love, a sweetie, a friend, someone to hang out with for a very romantic time of the year.